Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be talking about joy and how not to let the devil steal your joy. Okay, so the difference between happiness and joy are these. Okay, so happiness is external and temporary, while joy is internal and eternal. So James 1:2 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds." So, the Bible is saying that through all of these different trials, good and bad times, you can still have joy because of the Holy Spirit that lives inside of you. Okay, so happiness is based on happenings, right? So let's say you're going on vacation. That is a circumstance which you become happy about, because who doesn't like going on vacation, you know? So, but you could be on vacation. You could be on the beach, right? In a great environment, great circumstance, you're happy. But then when maybe one of your friends or one of your family members, you guys get into an altercation, and maybe that kills your mood, so you're not really happy anymore, you're upset, right? So that is how happiness is kind of, in a sense, short-lived, and it all depends on your circumstances, which are happenings. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys an example of what I had when I used to work at this warehouse. It was a Saturday. I was going in for overtime, and we were loading pallets with a forklift on this truck. And so you just like bring a pallet in the truck, and then you'd unload it with the guy on the forklift. And I was working with this guy. We'll say his name's Blake. I was working with Blake, and we were having a great conversation, a great godly, Holy Spirit led, filled, moving conversation. It was awesome, and we had this conversation for a while, maybe for a couple hours. We came in early that day, and then me and Blake were going slow because we were getting so in depth with the conversation we were having. The Holy Spirit was just moving, right? So we were going slower than most everyone else that was loading trucks. So they all finished way before we did, but for some reason our supervisor would not let them leave until the final truck was done. Really stupid, but it is what it is. So, we still have maybe a third or half of our truck to load still, and everyone else is done. So I guess they're told to come over and help us. And there's this guy, we'll call him John. We'll say John came over, and so while me and Blake were having this conversation, John came over and he started rushing us, right? So for the next 10 minutes, every 3 to 5 seconds, he goes, next, next, next. He just will not stop just saying next, because he's trying to rush us to get us to unload the pallets faster so they can get out of there or whatever. And Blake, who I was working with, he is a little bit more impatient than I am. So within the first minute of those 5 to 10 minutes that John was doing this, he got absolutely tilted. He got angry. He was just, it absolutely killed his joy, took it from him. Because when we were having these Holy Spirit led conversations, he was getting filled with the Spirit, and he said he loved it because it was bringing him so much joy just to talk about these things. And so that is an example of how you cannot let someone that maybe the devil uses through other people to try to get you to steal your joy that God has given you. Ignore them. Do not give them any attention. Do not give in to your flesh in that sense and fight back, because that's exactly what the devil wants you to do. He wants you to give you a flesh reaction, because then he gets to take your joy, So just don't give him the opportunity to do that. Romans 15:13 reads, "May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit." This encourages you to find joy, peace, hope in God while trusting in him, putting your faith in him. Now, it is so important, in order to get these things, you shouldn't just seek peace. You shouldn't just seek hope. You shouldn't just seek joy and fruit of the Spirit, patience. You can't just seek those things. Those things are good to have and good to receive, but Matthew 6 verse 33 says, "Seek first the kingdom of heaven, and righteousness, and all of these things will be added upon you. Because you can't be sourcing the outcome from this. Like, you can't be seeking the result. You need to seek the source, and the source will give you all of the results that you ever need or want or desire. But yeah, guys, stop letting the devil steal your joy. He can't do that. He doesn't have the power to do that. Okay, so anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe, like, drop some comments. All are welcome, guys, and I'll see you next time.